because that's what people have done with flat screens that are mounted on walls for years. Because they're so ahead of the time, Microsoft, those people.
Alrighty.
No sarcasm.
I think it's about time to jump into the next topic. Let's go, Sam. Let's do your topic.
Yay!
What's yours?
So the general gist is, I think it's probably last week. Within the last week, I have an article right here. I just look at it. Fact check, yeah. Last week, August 14th. So it was announced that HBO was basically buying from Sesame Street's like parent company the rights to basically make Sesame Street, so to speak. And it ends up being like, it's actually pretty cool because it's not like your kids will not be able to watch Sesame Street on PBS. Or HBO is basically getting an exclusive for like 18 months.
Right. They're not going to be able to watch new episodes of Sesame Street. Old episodes are still going to be in syndication on PBS.
They're going to get the new episodes. They're just not going to get them immediately.
Right.
They're going to get them down the road, which, to be honest, I think what works out really great here is that it's not like they were making a bunch of money from PBS. PBS was only contributing, I think, like 10% of the production cost. So, like, kids are going to get twice as many episodes, and it's going to be good. Like, there's a ton of production value.
By the way, everyone, this episode of Nerdy Night Radio is brought to you by the letters H, B, and O.
It's so true. Where one character on each show must die.
Well, I was going to say, have you seen the art for the Sesame Street merged with like True Detective?
No.
It is phenomenal. It's like Big Bird, and it's got the city behind it, and it's Sesame Street. Basically, everyone must die. Yeah.
Nice. No, but I think it's a really cool way of like kind of privatizing something, and I think there are people who are complaining, oh, now parents have to buy HBO, which is very violent TV channel with nudity, and I'm like, but who cares? Like, at the end of the day, like, something that may have gone away otherwise still exists.
Yep.
Which kind of brings me to like
awesome.
The offshoot of this, which is obviously like not necessarily recently, but we know like Top Gear is going to Amazon, right? And Amazon's going to get all the stuff. But I think one thing that I didn't think about until someone brought
not
it up.
Top Gear.
Street.
Sorry. The Top Gear people are going to Amazon to produce a similar show. But I think the interesting thing about how the landscape shifted is that we're now in a mode where they're not going to be necessarily beholden to advertisers, right? Mm-hmm. Amazon's not selling advertising for the the new Top Gear show. So they can say whatever the fuck they want. And unless they get a lot of social backlash, that show can keep going without advertisers saying, like, I'm going to pull my money because you have Donald Trump on your show. So I just think it's kind of interesting the way content is shifting, right? Away, like, pretty much away from networks to, like, companies who really don't belong in content but kind of do now. And I think it's just interesting because I think content's going to evolve because you're not going to be beholden to ads.
I think ads are going to evolve. I think really that's a big thing that's going to be happening is they're going to find a new way to get into this market as well. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Amazon, HBO, all of that, it's all pay to watch. They don't need ads. They do their ads either if they're going to do it, it's product placement like in the old days where it was like, try my new, Ford Focus. Yes, it has navigation. You've seen that in all the new shows, right?
Right.
My favorite is The Walking Dead. That train wreck of a show. Is that people are still driving like brand new cars that never came out, and they're like spotless. There's tons of shows like that where it's like
it's because it's a Ford Focus. No one wants to drive that.
Look at the new blah blah blah. Yeah, they raided the dealership and they raided the factory. Oh, this is next year's model. We got it. But anyway, the shows that we're talking about with Netflix, with Amazon, with all of those picking it up in HBO, you pay for your content so that there is not advertising. That's what I like about them, is you don't have to deal with commercials. I'm paying for what I want to see.
So I guess here, let's ask another question. Let's say I gave you $2 off on your Netflix per month, and what it meant was between episodes of shows that do the continuous play, I could serve you advertising for like 2 minutes.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I'd pay the extra $2.
Yeah, not worth it for $2 a month. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I think that's fascinating.
That's worth so much more to me. You think about it. $2 for 2 minutes. So
how much time a month are you saving by not watching 2 minutes between every episode of a show on Netflix?
Yeah.
Especially when you're
hours of time.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, like Lee and I just recently binge watched Friends.
Yep.
How many episodes does Friends have? Like almost 200.
So like, how many of you guys have Kindles?
I do.
No.
How many of you have
3? Actually,
how many of your Kindles are special editions? Are with like the special options?
2.
Like
mine is.
What if you could create that model? I'm not saying you can't, because like it's Netflix, right? Like it's a little different from like your Kindle sitting on your nightstand.
Oh no, okay, I'm sorry. So I have one Kindle that has the ads.
Doesn't bother me,
right? Yeah, but the ads don't interrupt my reading.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't.
The ads are
what
there,
I'm doing.
like when the Kindle's off.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me because I don't have to ever look at it.
What if you could skip them? What if you could like it's auto?
I didn't pay the extra money to skip them.
No. Okay. So what I'm saying is like much in the same way, a lot of YouTube ads right now are longer form, but you only have to watch like 5 seconds of them, and then you can skip them. But like I find myself on autoplay, I will finish watching the ad just because I'm too lazy to like find the button and click it.
Sam, you were talking to the person that gets upset when I download a free app and it has ads at the bottom and I can't pay to get rid of the ads.
Yeah.
No, but what if Netflix, and then that's why we're paying Netflix to run its content, is because it is ad-free, Sam. Otherwise, it would be network television that we wouldn't pay for, and we would have to sit through ads.
I paid the $10 on the Reddit Pictures app, so I didn't have to see ads every once in a while.
Just to put it in perspective, I don't pay for Netflix, and I have a friend who pays for it. I've tried to give her. I've tried to give her money.
Yes,
for it.
but you are notoriously cheap.
But I pay to be cheap.
For that.
Should we explain how you get some of your video games too?
The exact same way you get them?
Except I'm the one that buys most of the video games for the person I share it with.
So what you're saying is, your friend sucks, while my friend is awesome.
Basically. I think that's what he was getting to.
I actually think what I'm saying is I have less of a life than my friend.
Sorry, buddy.
Either way, it's the same thing. But no, it's a value money transaction. You know that. It's how much what's it worth?
I guess I'm saying, like, could you live in a world where Netflix did have an ad-supported model?
But like you've been kind of quiet on this.
Yeah.
What is your opinion here? Would you pay the extra? You would pay the extra, right?
It would depend on availability. Like right now, I probably wouldn't because I can't afford it. But if I had the cash, yeah, I would pay to not have ads, and I would pay to have them go away or to be skipped or whatever. Definitely.
I mean, essentially, if you're talking about $2, you're talking about saving $24 a year.
Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is too is at least for me, it's more about I don't care about the brands that are trying to advertise. Yeah. I care more about the person or the company that's making the product, and I'd rather the money be going to them specifically. You know what I mean? No.
No, I get you.
Yeah, I'm 90% with you.
It's like I would rather pay a production company directly to get a product than paying a brand to pay for the company to fund a product.
Now I'm with you.
Right.
Now I'm with you.
So like HBO, you pay HBO to make stuff.
Right.
You get Game of Thrones and True Detective and all that because HBO is getting your subscription money.
Yep.
But when you watch ABC, they're making shows because you're seeing ads, and the brands are paying for those shows.
Exactly. That's why most of the the content on even Netflix. I mean, think about it. It stormed in and kind of took over with great TV shows, great shows, because they make stuff that people want to watch, not stuff that sells shit to you.
And Netflix has a lot of belief in their product too. Like they'll put the money down for a full season before anyone sees anything. So without any sort of testing, they'll pay for an entire season of House of Cards and then just throw the whole thing online for people to watch.
What I think, like, my favorite part about all of this is that I think, like, this model is very sustainable because I don't think Netflix is ever going to pump out the volume, at least not in the short term, that an ABC will.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And so they can take their time picking up good shows or creating good shows, and, like, it will not affect the industry whatsoever, other than people will watch shows on their network.
Or they co-develop, like Daredevil with Disney and things, and all the animated stuff they're doing. They team up and do stuff together, and it works out really well.
It really does. So, I do want to move on to the next topic, but before I do, I have one question. Since HBO is picking up this show, if you could have any of these like paid subscription places pick up any property, what would you choose? I'm going to throw you on the spot, Chris.
If I could have HBO or Netflix, whatever, pick up a property that's currently on TV and then develop it, the DC universe.
Mm.
I would much prefer...
I'm going to ask you to be more specific.
All of the television shows...
No. Pick one.
That are DC related.
Pick one. I said one show at the beginning. Pick one.
Okay, let me flip it then. Okay,
Gotham.
No, we're good. I'll flip over.
Yeah, don't say Gotham.
I'm gonna flip over to Sci-Fi. Recently picked up the rights to oh my god, and I was pissed off about it too. John Scalzi, Old Man's War. And they are going to be doing Old Man's War, and I don't think they're going to do it justice.
The table. You should stop hitting the table.
Sorry. They are not going to do it justice. It needs to be on HBO.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Good answer. I like where your head's at. Sam, how about you?
I do not have an answer. I watch so much television. So much television that I like.
So much television.
And to be honest, like it's also spoiled by the fact that I really don't care about shows like Community anymore, and they obviously got picked up, and I don't think Yahoo did enough to make it good. So
okay.
To me, it would be more about like picking up a show that's gone off the air that I still enjoyed, and
that's fine too. It still fulfills the need of my question.
So. To cheat, just like Chris tried to do, like honestly, if a network or if one of these platforms could get Aaron Sorkin to write for TV again, like that's what I would want. I don't care. You can pick
get West Wing or Studio
60 or even a continuation of The Newsroom.
The Newsroom! I forgot about The Newsroom.
If you could just update Sports Night, I'd be fine with that too. But like, I think the problem is there's too much focus for him on like movies that it's just maybe not worth it for him to put in the effort to do TV. So that's my short answer. It'd be one of those shows that like has gone off the air that I would like to see more of. Is kind of the gist of that.
How about you, Mike?
Off the top of my head, my first pick, without a question or without a doubt, is Netflix picking up Firefly. If they could get Firefly,
I think that's a pretty easy answer.
If they could get Firefly and continue from Serenity and get all the cast back that was alive at the end of Serenity, no question, that would kill. Like, the geek world would explode.
Yeah.
There would be brain matter on the floor.
Yeah.
For sure. For me, I would have to say I would want like the budget that like Netflix has and have them pick up Heroes instead of Heroes Reborn coming to NBC again. Because I think that show could be so great, and it was. I found it great for the first 2 seasons. And, I mean, the way it was supposed to go in Season 2, I think, would have been amazing. And if they were to somehow pick it up and redo
Well, we all know the writer's strike killed that show.
It destroyed that show.
No, absolutely.
It also killed a whole bunch of shows that were actually pretty good. Have you ever seen the Riches?
Yes.
Such a good show. I was excited. Season 1, Season 2, it ended on a cliffhanger. Gone.
Just never came back.
Writer's strike. Screw the writers.
Heroes is an interesting show, though, because 1 and 2 were pretty good, and then just never picked it up. I'm hopeful for Reborn.
I'm hopeful for Reborn, too. I
am more hopeful now than when they announced it.
I would like to see it grittier.
Yes. What I've always wanted to see, what I've always had in mind, is I wanted to see, like, a version where Heroes, Jumper, and Push could all kind of merge
together.
Because I thought them on their own had a lot.
That would be really freaking cool.
And they fit well. They just didn't work on their own for some reason.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's start moving into the next